Hi, dear students, and welcome to your English live lesson or live English lesson, right? So today we are going to complete what we have studied in Unit 7. So let us begin with Lesson 3. So Lesson 3 is titled Warning to Parents. What is meant by parents? What is meant by parents? Yes. So, do you remember when we talked about those warnings in the previous lesson? We studied how to make imperative sentences, right? So, what is an imperative sentence? Do you remember? What is meant by imperative sentence? What is meant by imperative sentence or imperative sentences? You're sleeping. So, I think you remember when we made those imperative sentences concerning some bad things that could happen, like when you said don't play with matches, you'll burn yourself, and when you said don't drink that, you'll make yourself sick. I'm speaking about these imperative sentences that you made and read based on these pictures, right? So where such bad things or accidents could happen, where exactly? Of course, they could happen at home, right? So, lesson 2 was titled Warnings to Children, right? Warnings to Children, while lesson 3 is titled Warnings to Parents. Pay attention, Awab, so that you can understand. It's okay because of your connection. So, because many of these things or accidents happen at home, that's why these warnings of lesson 3 is directed to the parents, right? So let us read this poster. Where do most accidents happen? In the street? On the beach? At a school? No, most accidents happen at home. Don't let accidents happen in your home. So this is a poster. We have these, and we have these also multiple posters. Where do we, for example, see certain orders or instructions? So where do you think that we usually see such posters? Where exactly? Where exactly? We see them in hospitals, right? Okay, roads maybe, but such posters, such which contain warnings, we usually see them in hospitals. I don't think that uh, you have been, inshallah, you will never go to a hospital, but if you go one day, you can see such posters. So let us read them. First one says, always keep medicine out of the reach of children. What is meant out of the reach of children? What is meant by this? Always keep medicines out of the reach of children. Yes. Zen. Yes. Number 2. Never let children play in the kitchen. And number 3. Always keep knives away from children. Number 5. Never let children play in pools alone. The other one, never let children play with matches. And the last one, always keep plastic bags out of the reach of children. So, what is meant by keep away? Keep knives away. What is meant by the verb keep away? Keep it away. What is meant by away? Away from you. Yes, Asma, exactly. And Adam. So now let us move to the activity book on page 87. Here we have this information box. So we should use always in positive warnings, like what? Like when I tell you study hard. This is a positive warning, right? And we should use never for negative warnings. Can you give me an example of a negative warning? A negative imperative sentence? Don't play with knives. Yes, that's right. This is a negative warning. So if we want to use never with it, you can say never play with knives, right? Right? So we use never with it. So here you have to use always for positive warnings and use never for negative warnings. So we also have to use why not to ask for the reason of a negative warning. Like when you told me don't play with knives, if I want to ask for the reason, I will tell you why not. Why not? Right? So this is how you ask. Well, Adam, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you how to ask for the reason of negative warnings. Okay? So why not is used to check, or if you want to know the reason of the negative warning, and you can just use why for if you want to know the reason of a positive warning. So now let us complete the conversations of this exercise about the posters that we saw and read in the student's book. We have this example: never let children play with matches. Why not? They'll burn themselves. Number 2, always keep medicine. Can you complete this? Out of the reach. Yes, out of the reach of children. So, and the answer, why? Why? They'll make themselves sick. Yes, exactly. And Adam, I think you remember when we studied the reflexive pronouns, right? Now the other one. Number 3, always knives. It's okay, Asma. It's okay, Asma. Always knives. Oh, Asma, where's your answer? I'm waiting for you. So always dash knives dash from children. As your colleagues say, always keep knives away from children. And how to ask for this, for the reason of this? What should you do? What should you say here? Why? Yes, because we have a positive warning. Why? And the answer should be they'll cut themselves. They'll cut themselves. Now, number 4. Number 4, never let kitchen. So the warning should be never let children play in the kitchen. Never let children play in the kitchen. And how to ask for the reason? Yes, Zain, yes. How to ask for the reason? You should say, remember, it is a negative warning. So you should say, why not? Why not? Right? And why not? The answer is they'll hurt themselves. Yes. ليش Muhammad? Because I told you when you want to ask for the reason of a negative warning, you should use why not. Okay. Now the last one. The last one? No, we have 2 more. So number 5, dash in pools alone. Never what? Never let Asma. Yes. So as Asma said, never let children play in pools alone. And how to ask for this question? Awab, what should you say? Why not? And the answer is they'll drown themselves. Oh, Abdulaziz, you're dangerous. Okay, now the last one. Always keep plastic bags. Always keep plastic bags out of the reach of children. And the question should be why? And the answer, they'll kill themselves. Right? Okay. Now, that's it. Let us now move to the student's book. Let's move to lesson 4. It is titled Going Fishing. So, who is going fishing? Let us find out. Mazen has a shop near the sea in Qasr. When people want to go fishing, they can buy or hire everything they need in his shop. Khalid and Ahmed are going fishing. They are in Mazen's shop. So, where is Mazen's shop? Where is Mazen's shop? Where is Mazen's shop? Near the sea. So yes, Qasr are near the sea. Both of you are right. So where's Mazen's shop? It is near the sea. Or, of course, it is in Qasr and near the sea. Okay, so the other one, what can people buy there? What can people buy there? They can buy everything they need to go fishing, right? Everything they need to go fishing. The other question is, does Mazen only sell things? Does he sell, does he only sell things? Or does he hire things also? So the question is no. He also hires things, right? And what is meant by hire? What is meant by hire? What is meant by hire? Hani, where are you, Hani? What is meant by hire? It's okay, Awab. No, not high. Hire. H-I-R-E. Another meaning, Hani, another meaning, it means يؤجر. تمام? So, in Mazen's shop, we'll find a compass. What is meant by compass? This is the compass. What is meant by a compass? Busala, right? And what is meant by motor? You know what is meant by motor? So we can use a compass to show the directions. We can use it if we are lost, for example. We can row a boat, or when we, for example, when we are tired, we will use the motor, right? Yes, exactly. So now let us listen to the conversation between Mazen and these boys. Pay attention.
Unit 7, Lesson 4, Track 43.
Mazen has a shop near the sea in Qasr. When people want to go fishing, they can buy or hire everything they need in his shop. Khalid and Ahmed are going fishing. They are in Mazen's shop.
Hi, Mazen. We'd like to hire a boat.
OK, but fishing is dangerous. Have you got everything?
I think so.
What will you do if the boat sinks?
If the boat sinks, we'll swim.
Yes, but you'll need these life jackets.
Oh, yes, thanks.
What will you do if you get lost?
If we get lost, we'll use a compass.
Right, here you are. 1 compass.
Thanks.
Now, what will you do if the motor stops?
If the motor stops, we'll row.
OK, so you'll need oars, won't you?
Oh, yes.
Right, 1 pair of oars. I think you'll be safe now.
How much is that, Muzzin?
Let me see. Well, if you take me fishing, I'll give you everything free.
Fantastic! Let's go!
So that was the conversation between Mazen, Ahmed and Khalid. Now let us move to the activity book to do the exercise. It is on page 88. Answer these questions about the conversation on page 56 of your student's book. Number 1. Do Ahmed and Khalid want to buy a boat? No, they want to hire one. Okay. So number 2. Mazen says fishing is dangerous. What does he say can happen? He gave 3 reasons. What, right? So what are the reasons that Mazen gave to Ahmed and Khalid concerning the danger of fishing? The first one was that the boat can sink, and he also gave another reason that they can get lost, and another reason was the motor can stop. So these were the 3 reasons given by Mazen to Ahmed and Khalid concerning fishing, because he considers fishing as being dangerous. So again, what are the reasons? The boat can sink, they can get lost, and the motor can stop. Now number 3. What does Mazen say the boys need? It's okay. What does Mazen say the boys need? What are the things that he mentioned? He said that the boys need a compass, yes, and life jackets, and oars. What is meant by oars? Majadif, right? Now the last one. How much do they pay Mazen? How much do they pay Mazen? Nothing. Why? Because he gives them everything for free. Do you remember what he said? He told them, if you take me fishing, I'll give you everything free, right? So this last sentence of Mazen will take us to the next lesson. Again, what was the sentence that I'm speaking about? It is when Mazen said, if you take me fishing, I will give you everything free. So now let us move to the next lesson. Lesson 5. lesson 5 in your activity book. Yes. In lesson 5, we have a grammatical rule, sentences with if. Please check the grammar box on page 89 of your activity book. What is meant by if? It means إذا. Right? In Arabic, it means إذا. Okay. So how and why we form sentences with if? We use if when we want to talk about something that is possible to happen in the future. So let us read this. We use if when we are talking about something that may happen at a time in the future. These sentences have two clauses, means two linked ideas. So, as I told you, we use sentences with if we want to talk about something that is possible to happen in the future. So maybe it will happen and maybe it will not. So we know that there is, for example, have I lost the connection? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. So we know that there is a condition. What is meant by condition? Condition. شرط. شرط, not connection, condition. So that's why we call such sentences conditional sentences, and in Arabic, جمل شرطية. In such sentences, there should be a condition, or else it will not happen. So how to form a conditional sentence with if? How to form a conditional sentence with if? So basically, in a sentence with if, we have two clauses as we mentioned, two linked ideas. The first one, the first clause is called the if clause, and the other one is the result clause. So in the if clause, the first one, which is, we call it the if clause, we should use the present tense, while in the result clause, which is the second one, we use the future tense. And there should be a comma between the two. This comma shows what? A slight pause between the two ideas or sentences, clauses. Like this sentence. If I miss the first bus, I will take the next one. So here we have two clauses, two ideas. The first one, the if clause, is in the present tense, right? So the if sentence starts with if, and then the first one, the first clause. If I miss the first bus, as we said, the first one should be in the present tense. And the second one, which we call the result clause, it should be in the future tense. So here the second one is I will take the next one in Arabic. Who can translate this in Arabic? Yes. So now, yes, so now you know how to form a conditional sentence with if. We call them sentences with if, or if sentences, or conditional sentences. It consists of two parts, two clauses, two ideas. The first one is the if clause. It should be in the present tense. The second clause, it is called the result clause. It should be in the future tense. And there should be a comma after the first one and before the second one. Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay. So now let us do the exercise. Write 3 if sentences with these words from the conversation on page 56 of your student's book. Don't look at the page. Now we have two ideas. Link them. Make an if sentence out of these two ideas, or out of these words. The first one, boat sinks. The second one, swim. So it is done already. So here, if the boat sinks, we'll swim. As you know, the first one is in the present and the second one is in the future. So the second one, we have get lost, use compass. It should be if we get lost, because the first one should be in the present, comma, and after that we will use a compass. I'm speaking about the second one. Now the third, so the second one again, if we get lost, we will use a compass. Number 3. The motor stops, row. So it should, I'm gonna do it, pay attention. If the motor stops, we'll row. If the motor stops, we'll row. The first one is in the present tense, and since we have only one motor, so we should say if the motor stops, not a stop, as in we will row. And the last one, we have take me, give everything free. This is the last sentence of Mazen that we mentioned. If you take me, I'll give you everything free. Yeah, Adam. The first one, the first if clause, the most important idea is that the first clause should be in the present, and the second, the result clause, should be in the future tense, and there should be a comma between the two, and we call them the conditional sentences. It's okay, I'm gonna complete the units with those who are present. You can watch the video again afterwards, I mean. Now let us move to lesson 7. Lesson 7 in your student's book. As I told you, Sorry everyone, I lost the connection. So, we were about to study lesson 7. Lesson 7, as I told you, is titled Danger. And look at this picture. I asked you, how does the mother look? Because she looks worried. And why do you think she's worried? And I asked you, what about this little girl? What is she doing? Let us read the mother's sentences. Saeed, where's Amal? Have you seen her? Did she go into the garden with you? Oh no. The bathroom? I filled the bath with very hot water. Run, run. So, how to match them with what Saeed is saying, for example? Can you make the conversation in its right sequence? Okay, so Awab says, the first one is E. Second one is C. Third one is G. Okay, and the fourth one. Then, if you want to go out, you are free to leave this lesson, okay? I told you before, you can watch the video again afterwards. So the fourth one is what about the others? Now for the others who are present now, let us, okay, B, you say B. The fifth one is since you are sleeping, so let us listen to the conversation and know the sequence of these sentences, okay?
Unit 7, Lesson 7. Track 44. Danger. Band 1. Listen and check your answers. 1E, 2C, 3G, 4A, 5F, 6B, 7D. Band 2. Listen to the conversation.
Saeed, where's Amal?
I don't know.
Have you seen her?
She was in the sitting room 2 minutes ago.
Did she go into the garden with you?
No, she didn't.
Oh no!
What's the matter, Mum?
The bathroom.
What about the bathroom?
I filled the bath with very hot water.
I'll go and look.
Run! Run!
I've got her, Mum. She's okay.
So that was a conversation of lesson 7. And now let us move to the activity book. As I told you, we're gonna leave lesson 6 and go right to lesson 7. Wait for me, please. Okay, now as you wish, Adam, but I cannot postpone my lesson. Now let us do exercise B. Exercise B of lesson 7. It's on page 93. Here you have to write warnings. You have these words and you should write warnings. Warnings. Children playing in the kitchen. How to warn them. What warning should you write? Okay, I was telling you to do exercise B. It's on page 93. Here you have to write warnings about these things. Number 1, you have children playing in the kitchen. How to write a warning for them. I want you to warn them. Yeah, Adam. So you should tell them, don't play in the kitchen. You'll hurt yourselves. Right? So the answer is, don't play in the kitchen. You'll hurt yourselves. Number 2, plastic bags and children. How to write a warning for them. How to warn children about plastic bags. You should say, never play with plastic bags. You'll kill yourselves. Right? And the last one, matches and children. You should say, never play with matches. You'll burn yourselves. Never play with matches. You will burn yourselves. Now let us move right to lesson 8. And lesson 8 is titled Road Safety. What is meant by safety? What is meant by safety? What is meant by safety? When you sometimes you read the sign, safety first. Adam, go to your exam, okay? How many times should I repeat myself? I told you if you want, you can go, okay? I cannot postpone my lesson. Okay, safety يعني سلامة. So road safety, what is meant by road safety? No. So let us look at these three pictures. These are pictures of streets in England. What is what is meant by cyclist? Cyclist. What is meant by cyclist? Cyclist. By cyclist, we mean someone who rides a bike. And what is the handlebars? Handlebars. What is meant by handlebars? Yes, what do we call it in Mosul? Only boys know. So let us read this short paragraph. Which picture is this? There are three things wrong. Two boys are riding on one bicycle. They are cycling on the wrong side of the road. Nobody is holding the handlebars. So now, what side of the road should they ride on? Remember that we are speaking about streets in England. Picture number 1, yes. Let me read it again. There are three things wrong. Picture 1. Two boys are riding on one bicycle. They are cycling on the wrong side of the road. Nobody is holding the handlebars. So, my question was, what side of the road should they ride on? They should ride on the left. They should ride on the left side. And the other question, what should they hold on to? They should hold on to the handlebars. And how many boys should be on the bike? Only one, right? So look at the other pictures, these two. How many dangers are there in the pictures? For example, picture 2. How many dangers are there here? 2 dangers. What are they? What are the dangers of picture 2, for example? Okay, I don't know if it is clear for you, but as far as I can see, that the first one, we have 3 dangers. The first one is that the man is driving too fast. The other one is that the man, he's not, wearing his seat belt. What is meant by seat belt? Yes. And the other one is that a child is standing in the car. She is standing, and this is too dangerous. Now, picture 3, this one. How many dangers are there in this picture? We have 4 dangers. 4 things which are wrong in this picture. The first one is that the woman is not holding the child's hand. Right? Yes, the first one, we have 4. So the first one is that the woman is not holding the child's hand. The second one is that 2 boys are playing football on the pavement, and this is so dangerous. The other one is that the man is not using the zebra crossing. And what is meant by zebra crossing? What is meant by zebra crossing? This is the zebra crossing. Zebra crossing. What about the others? اللي هي منطقة العبور، خط العبور يعني. In English we call them zebra crossing. Why do we call them zebra crossings, or why do we call it zebra crossing? Because of the colors. It's just like a zebra, right? And the last one is that, as you said, the girl is running across the road, right? So now let us move to the activity book again. On page 94. Here we have to match these warnings to the pictures. So you should write the number of the picture that this warning is made for. So number 1, for example, never drive too fast. It should be written for picture number 2, yes. The second one, always keep your hands on the handlebars. This is for picture number 1. And 3, always hold the child's hand on a busy street. It is for picture number 3. 4, always cycle on the correct side of the street. This is for picture number 1. 5, never play in the street. Picture 3. 6, never ride with 2 people on one bicycle. Now, picture number 1. 7, always wear seat belts in a car. Picture number 2, yes. And 8, always use a zebra crossing. Yes, exactly. 3, and never let a child stand up in a car. This is picture number 2. And the last one, never run across the street. Yes, picture number 3. Now let us do exercise C. Here, you have to listen to this conversation so we can take the right answer. You have to choose if the women actually at home, in the street, or in a shop, and whether they are talking about shopping or a lost boy or dresses. So pay attention.
Unit 7, Lesson 8. Track 45. Listen to a conversation between 2 women and answer the questions.
Hello, Layla. And little Fareed. How nice to see you.
Oh, hello, Suha.
Oh dear, you don't look well. Are you all right?
I am now, but I've had such a fright. Oh dear, I was very frightened. I have to sit down for a few minutes.
Why? What happened?
Well, I was looking for a new dress. I put my little boy on a chair. This one, in fact. I said, "Don't move, Farid."
And?
The next time I looked around, I'm sure it was only a minute later, Farid wasn't there.
What did you do?
I ran around the shop looking for him and calling his name, but it was no good.
And it's a huge shop.
Yes, it certainly is. I ran outside and looked up and down the pavement. No sign of him.
How awful!
I was sure he was under a car. I was so frightened. Then 2 girls came round the corner with Farid. He was laughing. The girls were looking for a policeman because they knew he was lost.
Where did they find him?
He was standing by the zebra crossing.
But that's 100 metres from the shop. He walked all that way alone.
I know. I don't want to think about it. I was crying and Farid was laughing.
Were you angry?
Angry? Well, yes, but just for a minute. I was happy to find him with no broken legs or arms. I'll never take my eyes off him again.
So the first question, are the women at home, in the street, or in a shop? The answer is C. They are in a shop. The second one, are they talking about shopping, lost boy, dresses? No, they are talking about their lost boy, right? Now, I want you to listen to the conversation again so we can do the other questions.
Unit 7, Lesson 8. Track 45. Listen to a conversation between 2 women and answer the questions.
Hello, Layla. And little Farid. How nice to see you.
Oh, hello, Suha.
Oh dear, you don't look well. Are you all right?
I am now, but I've had such a fright. Oh dear, I was very frightened. I have to sit down for a few minutes.
Why? What happened?
Well, I was looking for a new dress. I put my little boy on a chair. This one, in fact. I said, "Don't move, Farid."
And?
The next time I looked around, I'm sure it was only a minute later, Farid wasn't there.
What did you do?
I ran around the shop looking for him and calling his name, but it was no good.
And it's a huge shop.
Yes, it certainly is. I ran outside and looked up and down the pavement. No sign of him.
How awful!
I was sure he was under a car. I was so frightened. Then 2 girls came round the corner with Farid. He was laughing. The girls were looking for a policeman because they knew he was lost.
Where did they find him?
He was standing by the zebra crossing.
But that's 100 metres from the shop. He walked all that way alone.
I know. I don't want to think about it. I was crying and Farid was laughing.
Were you angry?
Angry? Well, yes, but just for a minute. I was happy to find him with no broken legs or arms. I'll never take my eyes off him again.
So we have these other questions on page 95, the first one, which is the third one in a row. The question is, what did Farid's mother want to buy? The answer is, she wants to buy a dress. So the short answer is a dress. Number 4, what did she put, where did she put Farid? It's okay, Adam. Where did she put Farid? The answer is on a chair. She put him on a chair. Number 5, what did she say to Farid? The answer is she told him not to move. So the answer is don't move. The short answer is don't move. Number 6, where did Farid go? The answer is out of the shop. Or you can say into the street or to the zebra crossing, right? 7. How did Farid's mother feel? The answer is she was very frightened. Number 8. Did he have an accident? The answer is no. And 9. Who found him? The answer is 2 girls. 2 girls found him. And the last one, was his mother angry? The answer is, as she said, no, just for a minute. Now let us do exercise D. Here you have to complete these sentences, to complete these instructions. You remember when we talked about how to write instructions, which are all imperative sentences. So here, how to complete them. I will do it for you. Number 1 should be always look left and right when you cross the road. Or you can say always use a zebra crossing when you cross the road. Second one, it should be always wear a seat belt when you are in a car. Always wear a seat belt when you are in a car. And the last one, never play with a ball in the street. Never play with a ball in the street. So now we are only left with lessons 9 and 10. Lesson 9 is a revision of what we have studied so far in Unit 7. And lesson 10 is another story. So try to read the story of Dave and Tom and the danger they encounter at sea. We will study these 2 lessons and the others in the future, inshallah. And now we have come to the end of this last English lesson. So this was the last English lesson. I'd like to thank you, dear students, for being good students. Thank you for those who always kept attending these live English lessons, and for those who always did their homework. I hope that these lessons were useful for you. I wish you all the best. So that's it, and thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
And that's the end.